Rumors of a contested Republican convention are growing louder as a new report from Politico discusses an off-the-record meeting about an open convention process. One America's Cameron Kramer has the details on the report, plus remarks from RNC member Morton Blackwell.
Earlier this month, One America News warned about potential rule changes ahead of this summer's Republican National Convention after a member of the RNC Rules Committee said this.
Political parties choose their nominee, not the general public.
It turns out our report warning about the impact of Rule 40B was just the tip of the iceberg. A new report from Politico discusses an off-the-record meeting in Washington with major players in the 2016 election allegedly discussing the open convention process that may take place this summer. The report claims the RNC's chief operating officer, Sean Cairncross, was at the meeting and discussed the process of an open convention as well as the convention rules. The article cites several sources that claim a disagreement took place between Cairncross and Morton Blackwell, an RNC member from Virginia with extensive knowledge on the rules process. The disagreement was reportedly about whether rules used in the 2012 convention could be changed. Blackwell would not discuss what happened during the meeting with Politico, but he shared his viewpoints in an exclusive interview with One America's D.C. bureau chief Neil McCabe.
There is an attempt coming from Reince Priebus and his legal counsel's office to suggest that the party has no rules and that the rules that were adopted in 2012 are not rules. And the establishment, I believe, wants to make possible a situation such that if nobody gets a majority on the first ballot, that it would be possible to nominate somebody other than the two people who are likely to meet the 8-state threshold, which is Ted Cruz and Donald Trump.
That viewpoint seems bolstered by RNC Chairman Reince Priebus, who said this in an interview a week ago about the potential for a brokered convention.
I think it's possible, and we're preparing for that possibility.
Back to Blackwell, he's been at every RNC since 1964, when he was Barry Goldwater's youngest elected delegate. He has decades of knowledge and firsthand experience about the RNC rulemaking process, including his own attempt in January of 2016 to amend the so-called Romney Rule, Rule 40B, to its original status before it was altered in 2012. That attempt was in January, before a single state cast a vote. Now, with primary season past the halfway point, Blackwell is leery of those who want to change or abolish rules this late in the primary process.
Now, when most of the primaries and caucuses have already been held, any proposed change in the rules that relate to the process of the presidential nomination at the convention, any proposed changes will now be viewed in the light of how they will affect specific candidates.
Blackwell then talked about what a theoretical late rule change could mean for the Republican Party.
There are only two ways that the rules regarding the nomination process at the convention can be changed. One, by a consensus of all the major players, or two, by a ferocious rules battle which could split the party.
Blackwell noted the RNC's Standing Committee on Rules will meet in April, but that's not the last time.
There will be a final meeting of the current Standing Committee on Rules the week before the Republican National Convention in Cleveland. That meeting will be in Cleveland.
With this new information, the real battle may not take place in the polls between the candidates, but behind the scenes this summer with the Rules Committee. Cameron Kramer, One America News.